Hey, I'm Dan James Short. I'm a musician, songwriter and producer from the UK. I've been using Boombox since like February 2023. One of the biggest problems I used to have back in the day was people calling me, texting me, emailing me, all different streams for the same project. Boombox has allowed me to kind of keep that all in one place. So as you can see here, I've got it open here. I've got all of my projects, some of the songs I'm working on at the moment. If I go into my tasks, I can see here quite quickly what I've got to do this week. I can see that I've got to re-record some live bass on this Nick Edwards track. I've got to swap some electric pianos. I've got to send across a final master. And it's as easy as just dragging these across when it's done. So when I start a new project with an artist, once it's at a point where I can kind of bounce it down and say, well, that's the first draft, I'll create a Boombox project. They'll get an email. They can log in with their own credentials and they can have a look at this. And from their perspective, when they log in, they'll see the files here. So I've got this track with no vocals. I've got the demo and I've got the master. As you can see here, there's comments. This one's actually done. So, nice little comment from Bill there to say amazing work, which is great. This allows me to very quickly see all of my projects in one space and see all of the actions against it. I use the statuses quite regularly if, for example, something needs a review or if it's done. One of the great things about Boombox is that you can select sections like this and you can add a comment just based on that. So let's say, for example, the piano was too loud here. You can kind of just go through and say, actually, piano just in this section needs a bit of a boost, which is fantastic, and it makes it easy for me to just look through the comments and everyone's working from the same page. One of my favorite things is this playlist feature. So let's say you're working on an EP or an album and you want to hear how the tracks sound in order. You can basically add tracks that are on Boombox already by searching for them and adding them in. And it just means that if you're not sure on the order, or you want to hear everything in one space, you can just do that and send the link to the client. Also, if they've got download rights, they can download all of the files in one playlist, which is great. It just makes it a bit easier than sending multiple links. Boombox has been like a solid part of my workflow for the best part of 2 and a bit years, and I use it for every project without fail. Even if it's just a quick mix and send it back to someone, I'll still do it on Boombox. So we've got that kind of trail and that accountability in each project. And if you're a musician, producer, or a label, or even just a songwriter, it's great for just collaborating. So Boombox isn't just for producers, it's for artists as well. As you can see here, I'm listed as band member, artist, and executive producer. But it's great for just putting your tracks on here and getting a feel for other people in the network and dropping messages between people. So yeah, definitely check it out.